Welcome back to day number 2 of the DreamHack Pro Circuit, live from Dallas, Texas, where we started with a bunch of best-of-5 game 5s, and then quickly as we moved into Group B, found ourselves with some very quick sweeps. Barcelona just finding one over, complexity there, and now we are about to transition into a very tense series here that is going to be between that of TSM up against the North American terror known as NRG. I am your host, Wade Dreadnought Penfold, and with me here at the desk, as always, we're going to do a reverse order again. We got ourselves a Turtle, and we got ourselves a Gibbs. At this point, it's mainly the Houdini thing. At this point, you're low on the totem pole, mate.
That's fine. I predicted wrong for once. It's okay.
For once?
Fine.
What?
For once.
Wait.
For once.
Wait.
I'm only one loss so far.
Right.
That's it.
Only just a blip on the radar
Don't
here
look at
for
day 1
Gibbs.
or half at day 2.
No. Actually, just don't look at the body at all, really, ladies and gentlemen here. But we have gotten far here through our Group B, so we need to take a minute to reflect on what that looks like here with the entirety of the groups, and also considering that of A.
Yeah, so we have some eliminations here. The Renegades are out, and Icon, though, they are still alive for the OCE scene, so we'll see them a little bit later. But we got TSM versus, who are they playing again right now? They're playing NRG. I'm sorry, I already forgot it. So we'll see who loses that. We'll go down to play Icon.
Icon is somebody that I'm going to be looking out for because, I want to see them rep OCE. I want to see them prove what they have to offer here. I mean, they've been doing decently well, definitely so far. They've been on stage. They have the experience so far, and I think they're here to prove what they have.
Well, with 3/4 of our day done, we can actually build a bit of a bracket of what we will see here for day number 3, which I'm sure will come up here in a moment, as I expected that to be the moment. So we'll figure it out. There may be a bracket, there may not be a bracket, but either way, we've got ourselves a TSM and an NRG. And
right.
NRG, I mean, how do we put? Oh, here we go. Take a glance here as we got Dignitas still waiting to see who they'll be going up against along with Cloud9. And technically, I guess everybody but here, Barcelona versus EG.
Yes, whoever wins, though, between TSM and NRG will get Mouse Sports. And I think they would prefer that match versus trying to make it through the lower bracket where then you have to play maybe Cloud9 or Dignitas, 2 teams in the RLCS.
Yeah, 100%. Especially with Mouse coming in with a sub. I mean, it's that question of how far can they go without an actual complete roster. We saw a lot talking about how it's great playing with speed and, having that energy bounce back to them. But I don't think they're going to be able to take it super far, honestly, just because they're not a full roster.
Yeah, but, we've seen streaks of teams have those kind of miracle moments where, the DreamHack magic comes through. It's in the air, and they, take a deep breath and quickly outperform themselves for a tournament. Though we didn't get that necessarily maybe at Leipzig, there were glimpses of it, I would say, and Echo Zulu was not the only roster to have that.
And absolutely, we see the 15 and 16 seed make it to the bracket. So again, anything can happen once you hit day 3. Plus, it's not lose 2 and you're out. Now it's just lose 1, which also means you only have to win 3 games to win the entire thing to become champions of DreamHack. Mouse Sports could do it.
And now we can change our focus here over to the topic at hand, that of NRG and TSM. And I think we need to, present. It's been talked about all throughout Season 7 of RLCS about how powerful we see the roster of NRG. But even with their performance here now at LAN and what we've gotten from them so far, it seems like we're struggling to find rosters who might be able to even beat them.
Yes, every other team has to watch how NRG plays because, again, 0 double commits. Their floor is just so high. Right now, I feel like at their worst, they probably lose to maybe 3 or 4 teams here. That's how good NRG is.
And TSM to me seems more like a patient team. I don't think that NRG is going to be struggling too much because their playstyles are just so opposite, honestly. And we take a look here at TSM. We got Metza, the guy who popped off multiple times in the previous RLCS season, and we talked about it so much. We want to see all of them come together here as a squad.
And then we see Remco here, relatively quiet season in the RLCS, but when it came down to playoff time, he started getting more involved on the offensive side of the field. Plus, when they played Space Station, we were talking about the patience of TSM. There was no patience there. They were going at the Space Station gaming, and Ignite is one of those players, when he is popping off on the offensive side, he can hit crazy shots.
Yeah, and you guys get to see Ignite a lot more than myself, but when I just watch him hanging out at the studio, at the venue, or things the guy just has a level of chill that I envy. I want to find a way to be able to embody that. Maybe not, though, in this series, in the fact that it's likely going to be tense, and Justin going to be the man distributing a lot of the pressure and mechanics here throughout this series.
Speaking of chill, half the time he's playing music in his ears while playing Rocket League on stage. That's how relaxed he is. And then Garrett G, known as the best player of all time in North America, but he still doesn't have that World Championship title. He doesn't have a DreamHack title either. He wants that as well.
And he's still so humble. This entire roster has just so much room for improvement, and they always are looking to see how they can perform better as a team. I think that's what makes them so good as a roster together.
And then Fireburner, like, I feel like the most improved player from Season 6 to Season 7 and why NRG is where they are now, because he is starting to pull off those mechanical plays that you don't expect from him, and now it's a three-headed monster.
Yeah, I feel like for Fireburner, it went from the, there's still an air of kind of, he's the unappreciated star of the roster. He does a lot of the dirty work that nobody's going to see and nobody's going to respect. But I feel like he's still getting that done, but then you have moments of like, oh, but that's Fireburner coming in with that double tap or something like, right? And so he really has hit that, I feel like, perfect balance that even those who go, I overlook Fireburner, have a hard time doing that now.
He's looking good, man. Now when he goes up in there, then everyone's like, oh, maybe he's got some flip resets in there. And I think he's learning from Justin and Garrett as well. And he's having fun. He's probably one of the most intelligent players we have. Like, I was talking to him about scrims and how they always try and prepare for like every scrim as like it's a real match. And I feel like a lot of other teams, they try different play styles. But that's because they have to catch up to NRG. But like NRG's at the top right now. So they're like, this is working. So their scrims are even more valuable.
So here is the time for the predictions. We painted a pretty grim picture if you are a TSM fan here. So do we see anybody going on that side?
No more Magic for me. I have to go NRG just because of what they showed versus Vitality. That's the #1 offense from Europe. They scored 1 goal in over 15 minutes of play. TSM, not a great offensive team, so I think it's going to be a tough road for them.
Yeah, and just based off the possession that NRG was able to get against Vitality, I think it's going to be that much easier for them to do it against this TSM team. I think Fireburner's going to come in with some great dunks, great possession game from him, and I think NRG are going to take it.
Yeah, and the one thing that makes me really sit on the side of NRG here is beyond all the other things that we've kind of said is there was many moments versus Vitality where you would see the patience of making sure they had the appropriate approach, I feel like, with the ball itself for NRG. And those elements are, versus a slower team, I feel like the things that, you aren't making the mistake of just distributing back the ball the other side, and NRG doesn't mess around with it. I think they've got this.
So all that patience, too, when you're playing Vitality, you always fear those flip resets or those mechanical plays. TSM is not a team like that where they have those mechanical plays. Sure, they can set up passes, but usually NRG can kind of see that telestrated, and then they try for those interceptions, so they will have time there.
Yeah, they will end up having the time. Is there anything here? Wow, man. Taking a glance at what we got at home, that's my first look at that. 82% sitting on the side of North American fans. We'll give the time zone difference here a little bit of the advantage there, and the fact that there is some NA pride there in chat, but I still am pretty surprised because TSM is also a very common name, especially post-E-League.
One of the favorites from Europe, for sure, but again, TSM, they're not a world championship team. They want to make day 3 here because they want to have 2 great DreamHacks to show TSM and show themselves that this roster is the right choice going into season number 8.
I want to see them be explosive with their play, if that makes sense. I want to see Metzenaris, be exploding and ignite with the shots coming in, and then have Remco fill in. If they can all work together like that and explode, slow the pace down, and then quickly speed it up, I think the versatility right there definitely will give NRG a run for their money.
Yeah, that kind of mix and match, changing the pace and making sure they stick as a unit. We will find out if TSM has what it takes to be able to take on NRG. But first, we got to bring ourselves the commentary crew here for this game, and it is going to be James Bott and Jorby.
Thank you, Dreadnought. James, earlier today we saw NRG probably play the cleanest series we've seen this weekend against Vitality. While Vitality didn't have the best showing, NRG didn't make any mistakes of their own.
It was a lot of buildup. There was all this talk about, Scrub versus Justin. Who's the best player in the world? Who's the best team? Vitality dominating. And then NRG just waltzes in, cleans them up, and wipes their hands.
No problem.
No problem at all. So can they keep that going? They have to get to day 3. You heard Garrett. He said they've got the best comms in the world. He couldn't, he wouldn't say who could beat them.
Yeah.
So now this is the time to back that up with your play.
And the best part is, for Garrett, is they've backed it up consistently. You've won so many times, and you've solidified yourself at the top here at DreamHack Dallas. Now it continues. TSM. It will be a long road, a tough call.
There's a lot of other teams TSM would be choosing to play right now to get to day 3.
But how sweet would it be for TSM if you could take down the Titans of NRG here in the upper bracket, confirm your day 3 right now.
And like Gibbs said, to show themselves, show their aura, show their fans that they are still among the best in the world.
And really, there are two different forms of TSM. There's TSM when iIgnite is popping off, and there's TSM when he's not. If iIgnite can find form in this series, TSM may have a chance.
He does seem like the linchpin. iIgnite, traditionally, wowing us with his striker ability, and that's exactly what TSM needs.
Remco, a shot. Justin has the save, and 2 taps up. Justin comes off the ceiling, has the clear off the backboard. Remco picks this up. He's got iIgnite close on the challenge across the corner. Fireburner gets back, he makes the touch against, but Metzenaris strikes for TSM, first goal.
And both players, other than Metza, had 0 boost on this play. Metza was so key on this. Instead of having a counterattack for NRG, Metza coming out of the midfield, blasting up, exploding, and getting that first goal of the game, of the series.
If Fireburner didn't want iIgnite to get that touch, either where it came off the corner or whether he was going to hit it off the back wall, Fireburner just tried to make a touch out, and it ended up just banging off the side wall and set up Metzenaris.
And NRG has yet to even drop a single game in this tournament so far. That is how hot NRG has been, but TSM doesn't care. They came out swinging.
Quick pass to iIgnite, moving down the field. Metzenaris racing as Justin knocks it away to the corner. Garrett has Justin on the wing, but TSM up on defense, despite their offensive woes during the season. Garrett takes this, it is blocked. TSM, very good on the defensive half of the field. They just don't want to spend all of their time there.
And one thing that you're noticing in this matchup is a lot of times when we're going to the TSM perspective, they're very low on boost. NRG controlling the boost so far.
Fireburner forced up off the shot from TSM. And well done by Justin on the follow-up for the clear. Fireburner to the opposite side. iIgnite. Metzenaris gets a piece of the ball. Justin still moves it forward. iIgnite, long ball to the other corner. Fireburner takes it back middle. Metzenaris and Remco combine. High off the ceiling. Justin meets it. iIgnite tried to twist his way into that shot, just didn't get enough power. Metzenaris around the corner. So TSM, well, Remco missing that one, but almost kept that pressure up in the orange half. But NRG do well to clear it away. Metzenaris clears that out. iIgnite also jumping for it. Metz off the ceiling, challenged again here. Justin winning the challenge against iIgnite. Garrett G off the backboard. Shot from Fireburners. Crossbar down. NRG tied it up.
Fireburner, the desk was talking about him. Gibb said one of the most intelligent players in the game. This one, he had somehow managed to get that over Metzenaris and still have it be a shot that was going into the net. Metza thought he had the angle covered, but Fireburner, with a slim margin of error there, executes that shot to get NRG tied up with TSM. What a play.
iIgnite hunting on the line. Fireburner meets Metzenaris on his way to carry the ball. And he does take it high against the TSM backboard. Followed up by Justin. iIgnite wanting to carry this out now. It's tough in midfield as Fireburner slowed the counterattack. Metzenaris back over. Challenged. Remco tried to pick that up, but it was right into Garrett G, saved. And iIgnite getting back to his ball quickly, had to. Otherwise, another shot was coming. Justin against the back wall. Another one rolls off the ramp. Metzenaris back over to iIgnite.
NRG struggling on boost right now. Justin only at 12. Can't make the play. Now this out in the middle.
Oh, blocked by Fireburner racing across. TSM trying to poke a hole in this NRG defense. Justin gonna take point here for NRG.
Justin
up high.
Still low on boost.
Yeah. And Garrett G still up ahead as Justin was trying to control. This shot blocked straight off the ceiling, but no good that time. But you saw Garrett G earlier just continuing for that boost control for NRG. But really, it's been even keeled. Remco bounces this one up. Oh, he takes it back to Metzenaris, just wide of the post. iIgnite throws it around, and now he takes control off the wall. No one from TSM will follow that up. They both had the retreat for boost.
That was the right idea. That could have been the go-ahead goal TSM looking very comfortable. They're not intimidated in the least by this NRG squad.
Justin picks this up, 10 seconds remaining in the game. Winding down quickly, Metzenaris and Garrett both expecting the other to touch it. Fireburner picks this up, denied by ignite. Garrett G keeps it in play around the corner. ignite kills it, and we have overtime in game 1.
Overtime, what do you expect? This is for day 3. These teams gonna leave it all on the field.
Remco, again, NRG have not dropped a single game. And TSM are 1 goal away from handing them their first game loss of the weekend. Around the side wall, Metzenaris. Here's the shot from Remco, right in to Fireburner, and lofting downfield. ignite too far away from him. Justin will take it back. Metzenaris, he misses. Justin's shot is saved by Remco.
Oh, that was dangerous. Justin half expecting that miss, and he almost made TSM pay for it.
Now Metzenaris having to square up. The TSM defensive rotation tight. And Justin trying to work his way across it. Ooh, Fireburner getting bumped, and a knockdown from ignite. But TSM couldn't get it by midfield. Garrett G picks it up. Metzenaris slows it down again. Remco picking it up underneath. Now past midfield. Here's ignite, the shot blocked in midair by Fireburner.
And again, Fireburner scoping out that shooting lane, getting in the way to miss!
Metzenaris! Oh my goodness, TSM! They win! Metzenaris, the pitch off the wall, and then the miss from Justin, uncharacteristic.
And that's a rough way to have your first game loss of the tournament. A mistake on the back wall. Let's take another look. The pinch from Metzenaris, perhaps that caught Justin by surprise, just didn't get contact when he came off the wall, and it bounces right in. TSM with a win in game 1.
Maybe expecting the ball at a different trajectory, the way he launched off the line. Either way, if you're TSM, you just handed NRG their first game loss of the tournament.
But they had most of the offensive pressure. You look at the stats. NRG forced to make 5 saves. Only 3 shots for NRG, opposed to the 8 shots for TSM.
And really, not expected. TSM, they've struggled on the offensive half of the field. During league play especially, they were known for giving too much space to their opponents, allowing shots on net that should never have happened. But this time, really, all three members of TSM did well to step up, cut out midfield from NRG, win a lot of those challenges, and it gave them that pressure. And really, the boost control, it was waxed and waned at times. It wasn't staunchly in one team's favor over another. It was either TSM at one point or NRG at another.
You're absolutely right. We saw multiple times. At the start of the game, it seemed like TSM was going to be controlled by NRG, but near the end, TSM was keeping Justin low on boost, and Justin, he needs that boost for all his high-flying solo plays.
And so TSM, they take the first in this best-of-5 set, the series, to go to day 3. Justin, like players.
You know, I thought I joined a team for a moment.
You know, James, I looked over at your machine just to make sure.
I looked down at my screen, too.
I watch you hit those arrow keys, and I get real nervous every time. It's like, figure out what exactly is going on and get back to it. We'll restart.
So we will, get that restart going. It always terrifies me because I've made that mistake multiple times.
Yeah, we'll just call it the James Bond effect.
But to be clear, I didn't make a mistake this time.
No, you did not.
It's not on me.
You are cleared. You're in the clear. I was here, eyewitness. But NRG, they had a couple of opportunities down the field, not a lot of them, but it was just matching their speed, and really Justin on the side of NRG being the one to miss that. He's gonna want to get back at it.
You know he's gonna be hungry to get back into that game and make up for that mistake there. I wish we had a time to take another look at that play. Justin, we just had that split second to look at it, but it did look like a relatively routine hit from what we did see. For Justin, he just perhaps mistimed his jump. Maybe in a situation like that, he took his camera off ball cam for the immediate moment where Metzenaris got the pinch, because it was a pinch. And sometimes pinches can catch you by surprise. But regardless, you know, NRG so close, that game so close, but TSM stepping up in game 1.
Yeah, you change nothing if you're TSM. Really, you brought it to NRG. for the majority of that game. Wasn't just that mistake. TSM had a lot of solid play throughout that 5 minutes and then in the overtime. So wanting to continue that in, TSM, like I said, been an up and down team. We're underway in game number 2, back ready to go. It starts off. Metanaris has that out to the side. Ignite picking this up just wide of the post. And handled by NRG.
And these teams aren't out of it just yet. A loss here doesn't put them out of the tournament. They will stay alive. They will go down to face Icon for a chance to play in day 3. But they'd rather just secure that spot right here and right now.
TSM continuing how they started in game 1. Metanaris taking a shot, the pass as well. Oh, and it gets by Remco. He gets a slight touch out to get it away to the corner and gets the touch. Fireburner. Well, Justin able to get back to it, but NRG struggling to handle that Fireburner, having to flip back into it. Justin can't carry it out. Remco's right there. It's off the back wall. Remco blocked by Fireburner. TSM close to getting another goal and another lead here in game 2.
But Fire, just such a talented player at recognizing where he's going to have to be to deny the shot. Does it there. But NRG's offense has been lacking. Another big save.
And coming off the heels against Vitality, the matchup that really everyone expected, probably this one, how this one looks like, and they played almost a perfect game against Vitality, a perfect series, and it was close to that, and it just hasn't been the same magic for NRG. TSM answering the call thus far. The first 2 minutes, Ignite, a light touchdown over to Remco, but NRG finally finding some headway here in the blue half. Ignite missing that, and Fireburner will catch it out. Metanaris just trying to get some car on the ball. Remco pass over to Ignite, cut off, and it's floating towards the net. Metanaris takes it away from Fireburner. Ignite also up quickly to turn that away, but NRG now still an extended stay. NRG from Justin, double commit on TSM, but Metanaris able to handle things, get it back to midfield.
And it continues to be a neck-and-neck match of game 1 going to overtime. Game 2, however, Ignite answering the call at about the halfway point of the game. Ignite taking his time, getting that shot right where he needed to place it.
And Remco got such a solid touch in midfield. Both defenders on NRG were up just around the 3rd, and that touch was so high and so much quicker than NRG expected. It gave Ignite a break on the ball. A great touch from Remco, and great placement from Ignite. TSM in the lead halfway through game 2, James.
TSM answering the call. We talked about the 3-headed beast yesterday when all 3 members are playing at their best. Right now, TSM doing just that. Vitality was supposed to be the #1 team in the European region. They couldn't hold a candle to this NRG squad. TSM, they finished 6th, but here they are in game 2 leading.
And Remco picks this one up. Ignite on the crucial follow-up. NRG still looking for their first goal in game 2. Justin carries this every time he launches with the ball. You have to hold your breath, thinking something crazy might happen, but TSM, they have stopped Justin 100% in this series. Ignite. A touch to get it over Garrett, but Justin will take it with space in the corner. Throws it and tries to make Remco look silly in front. Metanaris had enough of it. At least kicked it out to the side, but it's NRG's ball here in the corner for Garrett.
Garrett taking his time, but shut down by Ignite. TSM not giving NRG any respect. They're just throwing everything they have at him.
Metanaris, his shot not going to materialize. Garrett G fighting against Ignite, and Ignite it will win and get it by midfield. Looking to get by Justin now in the corner. Justin at least gets the touch, but Remco trying to slip under Fireburner. and then bullied away by Garrett G. Metzenaris on the challenge from Justin, and a quick pass back over to Justin from Fireburner for NRG to set this up. No one grabbed that off the back wall. Justin slowing it down, trying to throw it in, and iGnite throws it away.
iGnite catching a break there. He missed that touch on defense, giving Justin the space. But TSM has been a brick wall, nothing getting by him. NRG, just 30 seconds left, still can't find one. Only scored 1 goal last game. TSM has NRG's number.
Fireburner looking for a gap. Racing down against Metzenaris in the corner. Now Justin will take a chance at it. Dumps it towards Garrett. Garrett back over to Justin, blocked by iGnite again. iGnite crucial in game number 2. Breakaway. iGnite just above the crossbar. Justin, one more chance for NRG down to the blue half. Racing for it, it doesn't matter. The boost controlled by TSM. Metzenaris challenged against Garrett G. Garrett against the back wall. Can NRG keep it in play? Justin against the back wall. Garrett looking for this. Justin takes it to Fire. Fire against the back wall. It drops to the ground. TSM, they're 1 game away from sweeping NRG.
And they shut them out in game 2. TSM has figured out this NRG attack.
NRG came in lossless, if you will. Not a single loss in this tournament, and now they're in danger of getting swept against TSM. Probably one of the more unlikely candidates considering their recent record.
And just that play there, just a hammer of a pass from Remco. He blasted that ball off the backboard. iGnite gets the read and accuracy on the shot. That's all it took, was 1 goal. NRG, 2 shots. That's it. Fireburner forced to make 3 saves. And then Justin, the only player with shots on NRG. TSM, however, putting 6 shots across, getting that goal, the assist coming from Remco on the play. TSM 1 game away from sweeping NRG. No one saw this coming.
Everyone saw it coming. 100%. 100%.
What are you talking? Even the desk, everyone having NRG heavily favored.
Of course
in
we
this
picked
matchup.
NRG. Have you seen them in this tournament? TSM have shown up to play. iGnite, especially. I mean, he's cut off so many attacks that NRG have tried to put on. And NRG, when they try to utilize space, especially late in game 2, they were just so hesitant on the defensive end, wanting to carry it out. And you saw several times, whether it be Metza, whether it be Remco or iGnite, they were like, well, if you're just going to sit there, we're going to come and challenge the ball. You're not going to do anything with it. So NRG, stunned silent in the first 2 games. And now you're talking about reverse sweep against TSM. iGnite against the backboard. Garrett G back over to Fireburner. That shot blocked by Metzenaris. Probably the most space in midfield NRG has seen all series.
And even in that passing play too, Fireburner, NRG hasn't had any offense. That has been surprising. When you have players like Garrett and Justin, you expect to see some kind of offensive magic happen, but it's been silent.
Demo opens it up, maybe, but Justin to the wide side. Metzenaris back over to iGnite. It gives way for Justin again, off the ceiling, has that read off the back wall. The rebound comes clean to Fireburner. That shot's good! It gets through TSM's defense, and it's 1-0 for NRG.
Justin perhaps wanting to go for a double tap, but he wasn't in position. Instead, he jumps towards Remco and smacks him. Remco might have been able to get that save, but not after Justin interfered.
NRG finally on the board after being shut down in this series in their first lead. Blocked there. If you remember back in game 1, it was Metzenaris who scored the first goal of the series, and now a potential breakaway. But Justin able to get that touch off the back wall. Fireburner keeping that. Garrett following that hit off the side wall. Justin up for this. Has it against the back wall. Another tap. Will set it down for Garrett, and it's saved by iGnite. Still hunting for it. Garrett bumps the player. Getting dirty in the net. Fireburner scores.
This was like a lesson in physics here. Look at the momentum he gets. Bumps him and immediately launches backwards. Equal and opposite reaction there in favor of NRG. That bump. Wow.
The laws of momentum carrying through here for NRG. Justin around the corner, iGnite. Well, Metanares can't pick it up. A slow start for NRG. They scored 2 quick ones. And now it's up to TSM to respond, which they really haven't had to respond to much in this series so far. They've controlled the pitch.
We've seen how NRG has played while they were ahead. They closed out series, but now the question is how can they play from behind? And can TSM finish off this game here? Plenty of time on the clock, but they don't want to give NRG this confidence.
Ignite downfield. It's cut off by Fireburner. And you know, James, for all the talk for Garrett G and Justin, the much deserved talk this series, they haven't been able to find the back of the net, but you know who they could enable to? Fireburner. He has the owner of both the goals here for NRG.
But with the assist of his teammates getting aggressive, both goals from NRG a result from bump plays.
And that team ability, just to be able to rely on anybody, any of your 3 to pull through in what is a critical moment. You don't want to have to play in the loser's bracket. That shot turned away. Remco looking for Metanares. Ignite does find it. It buys some time for Remco to get back. Garrett G will take control, wasting more time off the clock. Challenge up to Metanares, cut off by Fireburner. Ignite. Back over to Metza.
And not only did it waste time, Jorvi, but it allowed him to delay until that mid boost came up. So NRG able to start their attack more effectively when Garrett's got a full tank of boost.
Still utilizing that space. Over in the third, Remco. That one just above the crossbar, and Garrett G gets another clear here for NRG. Still some time left for TSM. Justin, that touch straight down is gonna give Remco a chance at a pass. Denied by Justin. Metanares right into Fireburner. Fireburner's touch, he can't get back. Ignite, he hits it right into him. Fireburner, a great save, keeping the insurance. Justin over Remco and NRG. They stop TSM yet again.
And Fireburner has been doing that all series long. Even though NRG's down by 2, Fireburner has made those saves where he has to predict where they're gonna take the shot and get there early. He does that, gets another save.
Quick pass over to Fireburner, and he moves it away from TSM's offense. Garrett G wins a big one in midfield, but Ignite up quickly. TSM running out of time. And that one is just a tee for Fireburner. He puts it in, and 3-0 puts it out of reach for TSM.
And that's a hat trick for Fireburner. He's doing it all right now for NRG. Precision, Remco jumping for it. Had that shot been just a little lower, a ball width lower, then Remco would have got that save. But Fireburner, pinpoint accurate.
And the second assist for Justin. Garrett having the other assist on Fireburner's goal, and really assists in not just passing, but those bump plays. The physicality being the X factor for NRG, getting past another. Fireburner collects the boosts and gets eliminated from play by Remco, who then gets eliminated by Garrett. Justin just carrying the ball, wasting more time off the clock. Doesn't matter with 5 seconds remaining. That bounces off the crossbar. NRG, they start the comeback here against TSM.
With a shutout. NRG showing some life, led by Fireburner. They had 2 shots last game. This time Fireburner taking matters into his own hands. 5 shots, 3 goals, and that save that he had made. This was a standout performance from Fireburner.
And a complete flip for TSM, only 3 shots on net. And they just lost the midfield. And it was NRG who just took advantage of that, and they found space like that in the third where all 3 members of TSM, they have to race back.
And then the bump from Justin on Remco, that opened it up, and now this bump on Remco from Garrett. Poor Remco, just getting bumped out of the play every single time.
When you consider the kind of defense Remco has, you can kind of understand why he gets picked on. Or, you know,
of course,
that's
yeah,
just
you
who
got
got
to
in
take
the
him
way.
out. You got to take him out of the
That's just who
play.
got in his way.
It's unfortunate for him, but Fireburner, he really did so well for NRG this game. The hat, the hat trick and the save. Sorry, I need to take a drink of water.
You got it. But Justin, who's been a star player through and through, at times it felt like that he could do no wrong. And really, he's been quiet in this series, but in the last game, he became the hype man for Fireburner, enabling him, Garrett as well. So NRG.
They answer back. They prevent the trip down to the lower bracket, but they still have a long journey to go. TSM, however, just has to win this game, and they are through to day 3.
It starts Remco off the ceiling, and the shot blocked immediately by Garrett. He was up for it before Remco ever left the ceiling. Metzenaris, that shot wide but turned away by Garrett G. Remco enables ignite. And this is up for Metzenaris. Justin got bumped in midair, but shot too slow, and Fireburner and Garrett G were both in a position to do something about it. NRG, potential breakaway. Garrett, mid-boost secured, off the ceiling. Garrett G, off the backboard, taking another angle. Fireburner was expecting a wider shot onto it, but it didn't happen. But Fireburner comes away with the ball anyway in the corner. Remco has the touch out. And now it's a scrum in the corner. Who comes away with this? Garrett beating 2 defenders. Justin getting in the way of Metzenaris. Fireburner changing it up. It's a chaos here in the corner.
NRG has been furious, and you're right, this ball has not left the corner. TSM doing everything they can to keep NRG at bay.
Metzenaris turns Justin's ball away. Now midfield, ignite. Gonna take this out. They can't get another touch onto it as Fireburner catches it and knocks it away. And every time NRG, that shot, Justin's there, dangerous, and he stays the course off the shot from Metzenaris. Justin, another touch. Here's Garrett, but no, he didn't have the angle, and now it's headed the other way. Fireburner keeps things safe here for NRG for now.
And you've got to wonder now who will step up for TSM.
Metzenaris turns that one around. He's challenged. Remco, cross to nobody, and Justin will take it away. Going back and forth. Remco, he makes one miss. He effectively wins the challenge to get it back to Metzenaris in the corner. Metza bouncer over to Remco. Remco adjusting to get to that ball and knocked away, but TSM starting to control the orange half here. Justin, a much needed clear, and he picks up the boost. And now NRG threatening this just wide for Justin. He had Garrett G close.
And we were holding our breath at that moment. Justin with boost on the side. It's always entertaining to see what he does with it. That time wasn't able to do much. TSM and NRG, this game at a deadlock here as we pass the halfway point.
And both teams, rotations have been solid. Touches, sans maybe 1 or 2 have been perfect. Oh, Fireburner gets the second touch. 2 members of TSM low on the back wall. Remco is able to make Garrett G miss, but it was Justin's ball. Fireburner pinches it against the corner. And no one willing to crack. NRG respecting that clear potential and the closeness that TSM have in that ball, protecting the third. ignite slips between 2. Garrett G against Remco. Only a give to Justin. Justin back to Garrett. Garrett wins it cleanly. Justin has the shot. Oh, and it's saved by Remco. Gonna bounce off the crossbar anyway. Garrett G staying with that. Remco across the box. A dangerous clear, and he gets away with it.
Fireburner, we talk about his 90-10s. They're not 50-50s to him because he's so good at challenging. Almost challenging that one right into the net.
The tension builds. A minute 15, and we're scoreless. Metza taking the back pass and wanted that pinch, but gave up possession, and TSM isn't in position, and Garrett G says, thank you very much, NRG have the lead.
It was so quiet. Metza tried to pinch this one, perhaps send it towards net, but it went right up for Garrett, who was salivating at his opportunity. A long shot and a long goal for NRG.
And if the lead holds, we go to game 5. And we have had a plethora of game 5s today.
Add another one to the pile, Jorby.
Why not? Justin off the back wall. Garrett G denied by Metzenaris. Fireburner It's broken up by iGnite. Now headed the other way. Metanaris plays it low. Justin right in front. iGnite staying with it. Garrett G plays to the corner. Metanaris was right there waiting. Remco, the shot off the back wall. iGnite was in front, and Garrett G will take the break. 35 seconds. If NRG get the insurance, it's all but assured for NRG here in game 4. TSM, another shot. iGnite. Broken up by Garrett G. Justin, that's a breakaway off the backboard. iGnite just punching it there. Still, TSM, they can't do anything! Fireburner, his 4th goal out of the 5 from NRG.
The nail in the coffin from Fireburner hits it down and double taps it off the ground. That is not something you see every day. The wall, yes. The backboard, The ceiling, sometimes, but the ground, not that many times do you see a play like that.
Just one time is all they needed. The last 5 goals that NRG has scored, Fireburner has scored 4 of them. Stepping up big for NRG after going down 2-0 in this series. They fight back the whole way to a game 5.
And NRG, would you look at that? I want to get another look at the Fireburner ground double tap.
That was the number 1 so far.
And Garrett G, bringing NRG back into this, things were looking grim for NRG. TSM, it seemed like they had figured out NRG's offense. They had shut them down. Just 2 shots in game 2. And then this mistake, Metanaris had no boost. He was trying to buy time for his team, but he put it up on a tee for Garrett. And then look at this play. Justin couldn't go for that. iGnite tries to deny the play anyway, and Fireburner, instead of shooting it and hitting it off Metanaris, and it looks like he might have even ran into Metanaris from that angle.
Either way, impressive nonetheless. And it's funny, just because you feel like Fireburner and their rivals in North America in Cloud9, you feel like Torment and Fireburner always filled that same role for a long time. And then at the Season 6 World Championship, Justin just getting his head in the game.
Probably listening to music.
Torment just popped off and became an offensive powerhouse. Fireburner, he's now doing the same here at DreamHack Dallas in a series that means so much. They lose the series, they're not out of the tournament, but you want to get in through uppers. You don't want the stress of the lower bracket.
Absolutely. This is your chance to get that number 1 seeded spot.
Climbing back. They've won 2 straight. Will NRG complete the reverse sweep, or will TSM hold the walls? We're underway. Justin takes this one from midfield. Remco and iGnite both kind of running into each other effectively on that. Fireburner and Garrett. Garrett getting over Metanaris. He's over iGnite. Garrett G! No, he can't. He can't find the net, but he does roll across. iGnite. A bad touch forced by Fireburner. Now Justin in front of the box. Remco and iGnite. TSM in danger here on defense. Fireburner flying in from almost midfield and gets a clean touch off to the side. iGnite and Remco, you can feel the panic from TSM on that attack.
All the momentum in favor of NRG. You saw Justin even going for a backwards dribble right there. The confidence coming out after being down 0-2, winning back-to-back games led by Fireburner's attack. But it's all coming down to this. TSM can bounce back. They just need 1.
iGnite clears it by 1. Justin, he can't beat iGnite on that play. Metanaris there quickly. That shot, it bounces off the bottom of the post. Remco wants to keep the play alive, but TSM had to retreat. Now Justin takes advantage, and it's blocked away by iGnite. iGnite been solid on defense all series. Quick counterattack, thwarted by Fireburner. Now midfield. Remco bumped. Justin slowing it down, looking for Fireburner in midfield. iGnite having to retreat there, can't utilize anything.
Demo.
Remco just has to buy some time. iGnite does just that as well for Metanaris. Remco coming back.
Good challenge from Remco there to slow down the attack, and now that put TSM on the attack here. See if they can make the most of it.
iGnite forcing his way through, but Justin and Garrett just missing that touch, and Remco will boom it back to the backboard. Fireburner keeps it away. Metanaris sends it across the box. Justin has the save against iGnite, and taken away by Garrett G.
Garrett G racing back to the goal line to get that out of harm's way. And we're back to that gridlock that we saw earlier in the series. NRG and TSM fighting for a spot in day 3.
You feel like whoever scores first confirms that spot. Fireburner takes this from midfield. Double commit by TSM. Fireburner collects the boost. Justin collects the ball. Justin wins against everybody. Bounces straight out off the post, but Remco follows it the whole way through. Garrett G keeps the pressure up, looking to just pop through. Cannot do it. ignite up around the corner. Metsinaris tees it up here for ignite. And Remco taken out. ignite's pass too far out to the side.
Oh, Garrett just got full boost. What's he gonna do with it?
Flips over, off the back wall, and taken away by Remco. Light touch from Fireburner. ignite. Back over to Remco. TSM take care of business. Can they score? They're gonna have to get through Garrett. ignite. High off the ceiling. Takes this off the back wall and met again. The backboard has been secured by NRG, but for how long, James?
It seems like TSM not afraid.
Oh, ignite! He takes the pick! It was an interception in the corner! TSM have a late lead!
ignite was quiet in the past 2 games, but he steps up here, an early flip, and gets past Fireburner on the wall. Fireburner saw the shot coming in, tried to turn, but he was too late. TSM, can they hold on?
ignite. You said if TSM have a chance, ignite has to pop off, and who better to score late in Game 5 than ignite? But NRG will not go quietly. Remco makes the save and gets the follow-up. A dangerous situation avoided. Metsinaris across the box. NRG, a minute left.
And perhaps TSM figuring out that offense yet again. NRG can't manage to even put a single goal by them. Just 1 minute left.
TSM so good at cutting those angles, even on offense or even on the defensive end. ignite taking it back to Mets. It's blocked by Justin. Fireburner blocked by Remco. Metsinaris keeps it going. Remco got Justin to beat, and it bangs off the corner. Fireburner looking for Justin, broken up by Mets. Garrett G shot, ball for Remco. Garrett G! Oh my goodness!
NRG battled back. The pass was cut out, but then the play from Garrett and Justin, the give and go, it actually was bouncing out off the post, and it hit off a defender and went in. That has to be heartbreaking for TSM, and we're back even.
Garrett G, add a new title to your collection. It's called the Pinball Wizard.
30 seconds left on the clock.
On ignite, pushes that through. NRG, TSM, 20 seconds. It could still end in regulation. ignite on the challenge across the third, and he slows down the NRG attack, cutting off one pass. Fireburner having to fight for every centimeter of pitch. Metsinaris around the corner. Garrett G up high. No one finds that. It's taken away by Remco. Does NRG have a chance? Justin wants to play. Metsinaris wants to kill it. Justin bangs it off the back wall. Game 5 overtime, James.
It's all coming down to this one goal. That is all that's needed. Day 3 on the line. Who will step up?
Justin starts from midfield. He wins against Metsinaris. Garrett G. ignite, big whiff. Followed up. Back towards the center. Justin, probably the flashiest player in Rocket League. An incredible pinch for TSM.
And the miss there. NRG scrambling back on defense. Can they recover?
Well, Remco forces it across the box as it gets boomed away. Metsinaris on the challenge in midfield. Remco sets up ignite. The shot just high off the backboard. Garrett G couldn't get it. It's free for Metsinaris, or free at least to take a shot, and he hit it right into Garrett. NRG thanking their lucky stars. Justin on the turnaround, blocked by Metsinaris.
No one's back. That was the demo. Can he get the shot?
Metsinaris, TSM! They do it! They take down the Titans! They go to day 3!
Would you believe it? Metsinaris on the counterattack. That demo was key. Metsinaris had just a short window to get that shot placed on target. He does it. No one on NRG back in time. Low boost.
And what a finish to that series. The reverse sweep avoided.
At one point, it looked like TSM were going to clean sweep NRG. And then they fought back in such a big way. And there you see the breakaway off the demo, the cheers by all three, and the relief TSM have to feel to get to day 3 after a disappointing season in the RLCS. They make it to the top 8. We have a couple more matches left for you today. Who else will join Barcelona and TSM? Find out after the break.
Welcome back here to the DreamHack Pro Circuit, where we just discovered the #1 team of North America, NRG, is mortal. And the fact that, at least to the hands of TSM, finding a way to get themselves a victory in overtime in game number 5. And nobody here at the desk, I feel like, gave them any opportunity to be able to do that, and they proved us all wrong.
It's exactly like E-League in 2018 when TSM won their first title, and man, no one counted him in then. And again, once here, they basically took NRG's game plan and just beat him at it. Like, this was a chess match, and TSM just outplayed him.
By far the best series we've seen today. It literally came down to individual little touches and these pitches that we saw that were going up, and sometimes it would go to their favor, sometimes it wouldn't. Every single individual touch mattered.
But that Metsonoris play at the end of the game, where he has to not only save that ball, he's got to avoid the other player for the demo, and then gets the counterattack goal. Metsonoris popped off in game number 5.
Yeah, they were all doing extremely well, especially, considering I felt like had moments we asked for Remco to be able to show up, and he absolutely did. Like, that, it was just, I'm still in awe. I'm not going to lie. I'm sitting here kind of going, like, what did we just witness? In the fact that we're talking about an NRG that didn't even drop a game up until this series so far at this tournament.
That was easily the best series we've seen all weekend, and it was just so calculated on both sides. Like, both teams so incredibly fast when they have opportunities, but at the end of the day, it came down to like 1 or 2 mistakes. We saw 2 mistakes from Justin that cost him in that game 1 overtime, and it cost him a little bit later as well, but just the smart decision-making by TSM. They also played that patient game with NRG and let the play come to them, and it worked out beautifully.
Exactly. It really seemed like both teams were just waiting for opportunities to strike. They weren't trying to force something. They were being patient, waiting in the backfield, and then it just came down to this as well. Just so many interesting goals here this entire series. A fire burner.
Hey, sometimes you need a little luck right there. He hits off Metsonoris to land back on that ball, but Didn't matter at
It's
the
calculated.
end. With all that luck, TSM, they still pull out the win.
That they still pull out the win. And here joining us up at the desk from TSM is going to be none other than Remco. Remco, how'd you do it, man? Like, how much, first of all, how much preparation went specifically to be able to take on NRG, if any? And second of all, what did you feel like was the thing that gave you the upper hand in that series?
As far as preparation go, I mean, we just did our thing. You know, we practiced, always scrimmed a little bit, and we just went in with a good mindset. You know, don't overestimate them. And, you know, I mean, they're good players, but believe in yourself, and that's what we did.
So coming into this weekend, you guys were on a 5-game losing streak in the RLCS. So what was the difference here at DreamHack?
I'm not too sure. I just, you know, we had a little bit of a slump in RLCS, which led to us not making LAN. But I think it was very important for us to, you know, stay focused and stay determined for LANs like these. And, you know, as long as we keep practicing, hopefully we get results regardless.
Yeah, and you specifically got bumped, I think, the most on the pitch. How did you react to that, and how did you manage to stay calm and collected on the pitch?
Well, NRG is kind of known for bumping, at least against our team. They're kind of known for bumping, you know, in intense situations. So, you know, I kind of knew about that beforehand, and we talked about that. So, you know, we just stayed calm and collected, and we know that's something we have to deal with. Sometimes you can't prevent demos. So.
Yeah, it was just an insane series coming out from you guys, man. Congratulations there on the victory. And I've got to ask, you know, it seems like at least here from Gibbs, getting moments of it, hearing, you know, this is a bit of the TSM of E-League. You know, how do you guys feel now going into tomorrow, confidence levels wise?
Yeah, I mean, I guess we're back. Like Gibbs said, we had a 5-game losing streak in RCS, but you know, slumps happen, and hopefully we're out of it now, and we stay focused, and we'll see where we go from here.
Well, man, with plays like that, I'm confident that you guys are going to be going far there into tomorrow. Congratulations once again on the win. We are going to go to a commercial break, but when we come back, we've got ourselves a doozy of the series, as we in fact have Complexity going up against, I'm not going to lie, I forgot the team name. It's going to be
Vitality.
There we go.
I'm pretty sure.